Welcome, one and all, to Scotch and Smoke Rings. Good to have you on the program today. This is Fandango Part 4. And for those who are brand new to the program, the way this works is I do a bit of a Q&A for the first hour of the broadcast, and then we play a video game for the next 2 hours or so, about a 3-hour broadcast. And so if you're just here watching the video on demand, skip ahead about an hour to watch some Grim Fandango. But now it's time to get through the Q&A portion of the program. Hope you're all having a great day today. I'm having a good day, but I tell you what, I'm sore all over. Oh my God. My week has been busy, and I typically have a day spacing out my workout days. But it just so happened that this week, all my workout days fell one right after each other. So I did shoulders and back on Tuesday, and then I did biceps and like pecs on Wednesday, and then I did legs and abs today. So I'm just everywhere, just sore everywhere. I can barely move. I feel as stiff as a reed. So if I move around strangely, that's why. If I walk like a robot as I'm turning off the lights today, that's why I'm stiff all over. But it's good to see everybody on Facebook today. Luke and Matthew Ryan with the first Super Stars donation of the day. He says, "Hello, Oxy, my boy." Hey there, Matthew Ryan, my boy. Good to have you on the program today, as always. And it's good to see everybody on YouTube today, all of the regulars, members, and Patreon supporters. No Name first in the chat today with the Gold Derby. He says, "I'm first again. I'm on a roll these last few Thursdays." Yes, you are. He's first today, but then we've also got Grant Haber, Automatic Beats with the Gold Derby, John DeGiambiradino, Alt Grendel with the Gold Derby, Sarah with the Gold Derby, Grant Haber, Jocelyn Ryan, Rebel She-Wolf, Arthur Wigglesby, Ian Chamberlain, Lane Berry with the Gold Derby, Commander Shepard, Quinn Tayus with the Gold Derby, Antonio with the Gold Derby, Barry LeCount with the Gold Derby, Edoji, Alt Grendel with the Gold Derby, and No Name with the first Super Chat of the day says, "As I get older and I remember all of the people I've lost along the way, I think to myself, maybe a career as a tour guide wasn't for me." Oh, that's our first dad joke of the evening. Thank you so much, No Name, for that contribution. Loving it. And special shout out to Von Reck, who has been a rock star the past couple of broadcasts, donating a bunch of memberships to all of the chat. He donated a total of 20 memberships this week alone. That's 20 new members in the chat, thanks to Von Reck. Really cool. Thank you, my friend. Ian Chamberlain, a bronze ox and a member for 15 months, says, "I love the treehouse you built for the kids." Thanks. I hired a local contracting firm to build it for me, but I had it built on the property, and it looks like a castle, and it's got a Minuteman flag on it. I figured, well, if we were going to represent any faction, it was going to be the Minutemen, and the kids love it. So it's turned out really well. I put pictures on Facebook and Twitter. Alt Grendel with a super chat says, "What did the termite couple order at the restaurant?" "A table for two." Yeah, that's a good one. Loving that one. By the way, I forgot to mention at the very beginning, as I've been doing all week, I'm participating in that new YouTube experiment with in-stream ads, and so I'll be doing that this broadcast as well. I got to get 4 into the broadcast today, so I'll be wedging them in throughout the broadcast. Never fear, ladies and gent, the show will go on. Irvin Chadwick, a Silver Ox and a member for 24 months, says, "It's Scotch and Smoke Rings Thursday, and now the weekend can officially begin." You waiting to hold off? Wait, am I the beginning of your weekend? That's great. I love that. I love that some people out there, their weekend doesn't begin unless it's with me. That's wonderful. It's very sweet. Thank you, my friend. Matthew Ryan on Facebook with a donation of stars says, "Playing an intense game of Animal Crossing, lol." Sorry, been playing that, Spiritfarer and Breath of the Wild. Awesome, thank you. Do Animal Crossing games typically get intense? Just I haven't. I know it came out at the same time as Doom, so there was a lot of Doom and Animal Crossing memes going on at the time, which I thought was cute. But yeah, well, thank you for that one. Good luck to you, Matthew. Candace Porter says you look great. Keep it up. Wish the best. Thank you very much, Candace, with a donation of stars as well. Extremely kind. Then Grim on YouTube with a super chat says, been watching your full story of Fallout 2 series recently and it inspired me to do my own playthrough of the game. Currently poking bugs in a temple. Oh, we all started there. Poking bugs in a temple. Yeah, quite an interesting start to Fallout 2. We start as a tribal in a temple poking bugs, and where do we end up? The god of Reno, right? It's just crazy. Rachel with a super chat says, what do you call a spy in the bath? What do you call a spy in the bath? Bubble 07. Just Bubble 07. Oh, and that reminds me, booze. Yeah, I'm drinking some Glenfiddich today with a little bit of ice here. Oh, that tastes good. And some rum and Coke. And Jessica McDonald says, in your videos, you talk about the game guides that you have. Where can I find the game guides for Fallout 4 in New Vegas? Well, are they difficult to find these days? I've got them over here. One second. Yeah, here's my Fallout 4 guide. I use these when going through and making my lore videos, just to make sure I got absolutely everything. They were really helpful with Fallout 3 in particular. Not so helpful with Fallout 76. They did release a game guide for Fallout 76, but it has changed so much since launch that it's not really useful anymore. But yeah, this was great, and the New Vegas one was great. I got these on Amazon, I think. I know I got this one on Amazon. That was years ago. I don't know if they've still got them on Amazon. But for the New Vegas one, you're probably going to have to go to eBay. You can usually find original copies of the game guides going for pretty cheap on eBay. No Name with a super chat on YouTube says, Employee of the Month is a good example of how somebody can have both a winning and how somebody can be both a winner and a loser at the same time. That's not really a dad joke. That's more of like a bit of sage advice. Are you suggesting that being an Employee of the Month is a bad thing socially? Like it's socially a bad thing? You're so good at your job, or rather your social life is so void of life that you can excel at your job, is that what you're suggesting? Okay. Any employees of the month in the chat who take exception to that? Julian Z with a super chat says, hi Ox, so good to see you on the Scotch and Smoke Rings. Hope you're well. And yes, Ox, my weekend begins with you. It's great. What are you drinking and smoking? I am drinking some 12-year-old Glenfiddich and some, I don't know how old, rum. Kraken rum with some Coke. And I'm smoking Brick Houses today, my go-to for the show. Where's my lighter? There it is. Time to relight this. Jake Benz with a donation of stars on Facebook says, good evening, Ox and all in chat. Hey there, Jake. Always wonderful when you stop by. Mitchell Toasty, a gold Ox and a member for 2 months, says, hey, Oxhorn, glad to be watching you play this game. I'm going to enjoy it. Well, I hope so. I'm going to enjoy it too. Last week, we finally did have to crack open a cheat guide just to get through Rubikaba. There was stuff in there that I would never have figured out on my own without the cheat guide. It's really creative, but infuriating because it's not really intuitive. You got to have a special mind to figure all of that out on your own. the first go around. But now that we're on the ship and we're now captain of the ship, or Manny is now captain of the ship, I want to walk around a bit and explore and find things and talk with people. And then if I really get stuck, I'll break out the guide again and we'll try to get through it. Gwendolyn says, how many settlements did you have to help before you were asked to retake the Treehouse Castle? Quite a few. All of them, in fact, in Fallout 4. The castle didn't come along until they were all done. Ryder Wheeler with a super chat says, the wasteland waits until my Xbox gets fixed. A game got stuck in the disk drive, so for now, Ratchet and Clank on PS2 until further notice. Oh my. Well, I mean, you could go worse than Ratchet and Clank on the PS2. That was a fun one. PS2, your PS2 still works after all this time? That's good news. Sorry to hear about your Xbox getting busted. Funny how a disk drive can knock out a console in 2022. Freddie Simmons says, is it just me, or does it seem implausible that Romani turns tail and runs because of what transpired at West Tech? Wasn't the trip to Appalachia something she pushed for, and she leaves because something didn't go her way? Yeah, that entire part of the story is completely unbelievable from her perspective. They tried, if you listen to her dialogue, it's so stilted because she sits there and you're talking with her and you have an opportunity to say something along the lines of, Night Shin is right and I stand behind him. And she goes, well, I was really hoping you wouldn't say that. And you mean it, don't you? You'd probably do anything. You'd probably do anything to stand for what you believe in. Oh, and you know what? The initiates back at Fort Atlas, they're going to rally behind you too. She's sitting there just audibly convincing herself that the game is over and she's lost hope, despite the entire game building up this narrative that everyone at Fort Atlas loves Paladin Romani. And it's Night Shin they all despise because of his callous nature and his bad attitude. And it's Paladin Romani whom they're all going to rally behind if there ever is a schism in the ranks, right? But one of the things she says when she, for some reason, decides to leave the wasteland is, oh yeah, and the initiates are going to rally behind you and Night Shin too. And what did she say? She said, well, Night Shin trained all of them. Night Shin trained all of the initiates, so I guess that means they're going to be more loyal to him than to me, presumably. So, well, I guess I have no other option than to just leave. Bye. I mean, yeah, it's completely unbelievable. She would not, based on the character that we have come to understand and how passionate she has been about Appalachia, she legit betrayed the Brotherhood of Steel because she cared about Appalachia. And then when she's up against this wall, she's like, yeah, I'm done. She doesn't even fight for them? Completely unbelievable. It's more believable that Shin would leave just because he doesn't want to get killed. Plus, he's got a Brotherhood to go home to. Even if Paladin Romani takes over Fort Atlas and the Brotherhood at Fort Atlas, he can always go to the West Coast and pick up with the Elders and tell on Romani and continue with his career from there. So it makes more sense why he would abandon the Brotherhood, because there is a strong argument to be made that most of the initiates would rally behind Romani, as she's a more personable character. She's got better charisma. She's likable, right? And we get that when we talk to everybody. Dorsey outside, he's talking about how much he prefers her and many of the other characters, including Valdez. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought that was really kind of forced. They wanted the player to be able to make an option where you sided with Shin, and so they kind of forced this weird plot point in where Romani, for some reason, believes that she just doesn't have a chance. There's no way she could stay Paladin of the Appalachian chapter, even though everyone there is behind her. She just can't do it if she doesn't get the Vault Dweller on board, too. What would have made much more sense is if you were forced to kill her. Because there's no way she would have abdicated her position voluntarily. We should have been forced to kill her. That really should have been the choice. But, oh well. Lucy says, told my husband he needs to stay up late gaming so I can watch the stream in peace. I've been looking forward to this all week. Love you, Ox. Well, Lucy, that's extremely kind. Thank you. I guess I'm glad you enjoy spending time with me more than your husband. Nothing awkward there. Whatever, I'll take that as a win, and hopefully you can get your husband on board in the future, and the two of you can enjoy me together. Enjoy my program together. Wade Speakerman with a donation of stars on Facebook. Thank you for that. He says, you asked how I ruptured my perennial tendon. This is harrowing. I squatted down to pick up a pen and pop. You're kidding. That's how you ruptured your tendon? You picked up a pen? Oh, thanks for that. Now I'm going to have anxiety whenever I go to work out. Like I'm trying to squat stuff. You picked up a pen and you popped a tendon. I'm going to start popping veins and tendons all over the place now. Crap. Well, thank you for that one, Wade. Robin Woodell says, hi, friends. Hey there, Robin. So good to see you. Matthew Ryan talking with Jake, but using stars, so I'll read it. Hey, Jake, do you mean Dad, he says? I'm sure that meant a lot to Jake. Oh, I see. Jake has a... Okay, I'm scrolling up, so I'm reading things backwards. Jake with a donation of stars says, how do you know when a joke becomes a sad joke? When it becomes apparent. And then Matthew says, hey, Jake, do you mean Dad? A dad joke instead of a sad joke. Right, okay. Between the two of you, we got it. Thank you so much, Jake. Daniel Radley with a donation of stars on Facebook says, evening Ox, hope we're well this evening. Got a day off of work after a busy working week, so it's wonderful to be here. Well, I'm so glad you are here, and I hope we have a really good time tonight. Julian Z on Facebook with a donation of stars says, also, Ox, I know you're keeping the next lore series hush hush, but besides all of the Fallout 76 stuff, what other lore stuff is on your list that you still want to do? Is your list getting shorter, or is it as long as ever? I mean, it is getting shorter. It only gets longer when Bethesda publishes new content for Fallout 76. So, I mean, we've got the Pit DLC coming up. But until that's published, every time I publish a lore video, my list gets shorter. As for stuff I still want to do, yeah, there are a few things. There are a number of minor locations in the Capital Wasteland that I haven't explored yet that I would love to do a video on. I think I actually got most of the minor and major locations in Fallout New Vegas. I don't think there's anything left there, but I do need to give it another look just to make sure I got everything. I completely covered Fallouts 1, 2, and Tactics. There is literally nothing left to say about them. That leaves the full story of Fallout 4 and the full story of Fallout 76. And that's about it. And a number of Fallout 76 side quests. Joey Runyon with a donation of stars. Very kind, Joey. He says, what's up, Ox? The stream always lifts my soul. Hope you're staying up, my man. Cheers, brother. Thank you, Joey. And Marnagold. Loving the name with a donation of stars. Thank you, Marnagold. Jake Ben says, Ox, I've got a case of typoitis. No, we all get there, my friend. Don't worry about it. We've all had our run-in with typoitis. Adrian Parker with a super chat on YouTube says, hey, Ox, how's it going? Hope your day went well. Here's a joke for you. Singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it's a soap opera. Never heard that one before, Adrian. Thank you so much for that contribution. Soap opera. Average Dad says, Ox. Ooh, and it flew off the screen. Let me see if I can scroll on up there. Here he goes. He says, Ox, what do you call a nun who sleepwalks? Wait for it. A Roman Catholic. Roman. Oh my a Roman Catholic. Oh, that's great. Average Dad. Thank you. No Name says, my three favorite things are eating, my family. Sorry. I should have said it the right way. My three favorite things are eating, my family, and not using commas. Right? Because it sounds weird when you say eating my family, but eating, my family, and not using commas. Those are great things, gotta say. a happy pastime there. Vince M with a gold derby and a member for 30 months says, good evening, Ox. Looking forward to tonight's stream. Cheers. Me too, Vince. Thank you so much for stopping by. Julian Z says, oh yes, another Ox rant. Let's keep it going now that this lore series is over. Is there any other critiques you have with Steel Dawn / Rain? Do you have an overall review? Can you rant about? God. Okay. It's all right. Oh, you wanted more than that? Okay, yeah. It's all right. So with the problem with Steel Dawn and Steel Rain, there are multiple problems with Steel Dawn and Steel Rain. It's a multifaceted situation. The first is that we've already had the Brotherhood in Appalachia due to Elizabeth Taggarty, and it feels completely shoehorned in to bring them back again. It seems way too early in the timeline of the Fallout universe for the Brotherhood of Steel to mount an expedition across the continental United States without horses or without vehicles of any kind on foot in a post-apocalyptic wasteland 25 years after the bombs dropped. With only 5 guys. How many people was it? And it was Shin, Romani, Connors, and Valdez. 4 guys. They pick up a few people on the way, but basically 4 people left California going, yeah, we don't have any transportation of any kind, not even horses, but 2,000 miles on foot, maybe with a little power armor thrown in for good measure. We can do that. 4 people. Yay. No. Completely unrealistic. But okay. All right. I can buy it. It's within the realm of plausibility. It's plausible. Could it possibly happen that these guys could survive? Sure, it's completely possible. Okay, so they get here, and the problem is that the dialogue is really stilted, and some of it's really good. So okay, I shouldn't complain too much because there are lots of opportunities to inject your character. There are plenty of dialogue choices that can lock you down one path or another path, but they're ultimately meaningless until the very end of the game. Like, even at the end of Steel Dawn, when you choose to side with Romani or Shin, all that changes is dialogue options in Steel Rain. The way that they address you, which is interesting. I mean, I'm really glad that they put that in there. If you side with Romani at the end of Steel Dawn, then during Steel Rain, Shin is cold towards you. If you side with Shin during Steel Dawn, during Steel Rain, Romani is cold towards you. But at the end of Steel Rain, you can scrap all of that and then just choose to either side with Romani or Shin. In fact, I remember reading some comments in my lore videos. This one guy sided with Paladin Romani the entire thing and then accidentally sided with Shin at the very end of the game, and that completely blew everything. Romani walks away. She abdicates her position. She goes, God knows where. We don't even know where she goes. She doesn't go back to the West Coast. She gets booted out of Appalachia. We don't know where she goes. And he's really bummed, right? Because he had tried to work with Romani the entire time, but because of this one choice, and think about it, like that final decision at the bottom of West Tech is whether or not you kill the scientists who just about released a huge, awful pandemic virus upon the world, right? 3 scientists who are already guilty of killing God knows how many people are about to release this virus on the world, one of whom isn't remorseful at all. Nellie Wright? She's like, well, yeah, we sacrifice people. What of it? That's science. This is progress. It's what we do. Get over yourself. I mean, that's literally her entire personality. And then the other guy, he's kind of on board. Like, he understands why it was wrong, but he also understands that it was kind of necessary. And he's like, eh. The only person that was actually remorseful was Dr. Farha. I take that back. Dr. Jane, there he had moments of remorse, but Dr. Farha was really the only person who knew it was wrong from the beginning and actively tried to stop it. But the majority of these scientists, you know, they're weak-willed people who kind of just want to do science. And it's completely, perfectly legitimate to feel like you're the good guy and still want to to kill these people, right? In this post-apocalyptic place where there is no law and order, there isn't really a jail you can send them to live out a life sentence, right? There's really only death or exile or enslavement. Those are the only ways you can punish somebody if you dislike what they've done. And you're sitting here, and Shin makes a great argument. They've got all of this knowledge. They've already demonstrated that they can do this really terribly awful thing. Why do we want to risk the future of humanity by leaving these people alive? And yet, if you make that decision, Romani leaves. If you make that decision, all of your other choices that you've made throughout the DLC are practically fruitless. Like, they don't mean anything. Bethesda's not the only one guilty of this, right? There are lots of games that have the illusion of choice. Even in Fallout 2, there were times when I'm going through this dialogue tree as I'm making a lore episode, and I'm getting all of these wonderful dialogue options, but ultimately I come down to the end of the tree and there's still only one or two options I can make, and it didn't really change anything. So most RPGs are guilty of this thing. They give you the illusion of choice without actually giving you choice. This isn't exclusive to Fallout 76 or Bethesda as a company, but it was really frustrating to get all the way up there and not really see a payoff for the choices that you had made. I had really wanted to see dialogue options that were a bit more nuanced, like because I passed a couple of speech checks or made a couple of decisions with the retreat or with the family or with some of the other factions that we had encountered up until that time. I wanted those choices to unlock new choices at the end, right? That would have made me feel like the choices I had made in the game had mattered, but we didn't get that. We just got a really, black and white choice that didn't even involve a speech check to either side with Shin or side with Romani. Really, the only nuance to that decision is whether or not we kill either Shin or Romani. So aside from that, and the practicality of the Brotherhood even coming here to begin with, there were so many side characters that were just goofy. Like, Marcia, the whole family thing, that entire plot was just shoehorned in. It didn't make a lick of sense. No real human being thinks the way Marcia does. I realize that it's weird saying that in 2022, having just lived through a crazy pandemic where people have made some really stupid decisions. But most normal people, when presented with the reality that Marcia has been presented with, don't lose their parents to a raider attack and go, gosh, I hate the Brotherhood. I'm going to go live with raiders. Like, who does that? No one does that. It's a completely goofy situation to even thrust upon your player base. I don't know who made that. I'm not going to talk about people, but that was just a bad call. And then some of the dialogue, like when we go to the retreat, and there was that mama character. Her every scrap of dialogue that she had just made me cringe. It was so stereotypical of like the jolly old Southern mama character that I'm sitting there just like biting my lip going, oh, why? This is so goofy. And then every now and then they would throw in some weird character as like a tribute to a former Bethesda writer or something, which makes sense if you're doing it as a tribute to a Bethesda writer, but it doesn't make sense within the context of the world. Like, we walk into the retreat, we find this room, and we've got this vampire lady who's just cosplaying as a vampire as part of her daily life. But we're in a post-apocalyptic world where resources are limited and you have to fight every single day to survive, and you have a choice between eating irradiated cram one day or going hungry, and you're constantly under the threat of raiders. That's the actual plot of that town, but you still have enough time to dress up like a vampire and cosplay? Really? Okay? It's just weird. It's just weird stuff like that. And I'm probably being a little bit too critical. I'm probably just being a little bit too critical. Maybe, there were plenty of positives. I enjoyed the humor. It was a really funny DLC, especially Ares. Ares was a great character. I wish they would have... actually, I can't even say that. Now that after looking into the character, I remember when I live streamed the whole Ares part, like I didn't really make the connection between him and the Wild Wasteland character. But once you look into it and you start translating all of the numbers and all of that, and you start talking to him and getting through all of his dialogue, it makes sense who his ultimate identity is, and he's such a hilarious character. The Blue Ridge Caravan, just in general, is great. Like, everything they do about the Blue Ridge Caravan is interesting. Every character is unique. Their dialogue is great. Their presence in the world is believable. Of course, there's going to be a caravan company there. Of course, the caravan company is the descendant of a real-world caravan company. They've got to be cutthroat. Yeah, sure, they would hire mobsters because it's a post-apocalypse and they need people who have some grit to be able to make a caravan company work. Like, everything about the lore of the Blue Ridge Caravan is great, and I loved all of that, right? So, you know, there are highs and lows to Steel Dawn and Steel Rain, and yeah, it's all right. Mitchell Toasty with a super chat. Thank you very much, Mitchell Toasty. I do appreciate it. Rachel says, office tour, or are you still waiting for that last prop? I am still waiting for the last prop, though I have been told that it should be Q3 of this year. I think it's been pushed back yet again, but they haven't canceled it yet. So I guess I can assume that it'll come eventually. Freddie Simmons with a super chat says, Night Shin leaving after killing the scientists would have been more believable than Paladin Romani leaving. You could argue that he was overcome with emotion and he had been wanting to hoof it back to Lost Hills anyway. Yeah, there are plenty of legitimate reasons for Night Shin to actually leave Fort Atlas, like the fact that no one there likes him. No one likes him. The only reason he's still there is because Paladin Romani wants him there. Because he's the only knight, and Paladin Romani kind of needs him, right? And he is a dedicated member of the Brotherhood. But the rank and file completely dislike him. It's illogical, and it doesn't make any sense for Paladin Romani to use as an excuse as she's walking out the door to say that, well, Night Shin trained all of the recruits, so they'll be against me too. No, they're all behind her. That's like a huge plot point of the DLC. Sarah Reger says, Hey Ox, what did the blanket say when it fell off the bed? Oh, sheet. Cheeky. Very cheeky. Like that. No Name says, Five Guys, you say? They have good burgers. Right. When I talked about Five Guys coming from California. Rachel says, what about the plausibility of the Brotherhood of Steel not having vertibirds at this point in the timeline, but the new responders will when the Pit DLC releases? Really? So, the thing about the vertibirds is that it was already established to be a pre-war technology during the events of Fallout 4. We see a vertibird land at the very beginning of Fallout 4 as you're racing towards Vault 111. So, if the United States military was using vertibirds before the bombs dropped, then that opens the Pandora's box. At any point after that, we could and should be able to find people using vertibirds. Now, the problem, of course, is that the vertibird schematics are a huge plot, not really a huge, it's actually a minor plot point, but the vertibird schematics are a minor plot point of Fallout 2. You have to steal the vertibird schematics from Navarro to give them back to the Brotherhood of Steel. It's really one of the only Brotherhood of Steel quests in Fallout 2, presumably because the Brotherhood didn't have the vertibird schematics, right? So all we learn from that is that the Brotherhood in California on the West Coast did not have vertibird schematics. That doesn't mean that no other faction in the Fallout universe is forbidden from having vertibird schematics until the Chosen One delivers the schematics to the Brotherhood. Well, that wouldn't make sense either, right? The Enclave used them in Fallout 2 because they were an extension of the pre-war government, and the pre-war government had vertibirds. But if anyone finds a facility that happens to have vertibirds that existed before the war, they too could probably commandeer one, right? The Brotherhood wanted the schematics so that they could produce their own. They didn't have any in California. So it's totally possible for someone in Pittsburgh to have a vertibird because they existed before the war. I guess that doesn't bother me all that much. Cannabis Sewer, a Silver Ox and a member for 9 months, Says, hey, Ox, hope you're having a good week. Question for you. Do you know how many tickets does it take? No, I'm sorry. Do you know how many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles. Tentacles. Rum. No. Scotch. No. Gold on Facebook with a donation of stars. Says, Ox, is there anything in Fallout lore that you would like to cover in detail? I mean, I have already covered in detail much of what I have wanted to. I would love to take time to go through all of the individual locations and quests in Fallout 76 because they do interest me. They don't interest a lot of other people, though. So my Fallout 76 videos do okay, but they don't do nearly as well as my Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4 videos. So for that reason, I wonder whether or not it's worth my time investing that much more time into Fallout 76, even though from a personal point of view, I would like to because it interests me. As for everything else, I've pretty much covered in detail for all of the other games. So no, not really. Jake Benton says, what do you call a lion on fire? A roaring fire. Lol. A roaring fire. That's a good one, Jake. Thank you. Sean Collins with a donation of stars on Facebook says, hey, Oxhorn, it's Toxic Sean here. I hope you have a great stream. You have lots of fun games you're streaming currently. Nice work. Thank you, Toxic Sean. Most of the games that I get to play are due to your recommendations. So I got to thank all of you. If you like the games that I'm playing, it's because you guys recommend wonderful games. Jake Benz with a donation of stars on Facebook says, I wish they give us more lore for Atlas, the legendary raider we hear about in the Nuka World DLC and Fallout 4. I guess I would, but I think the allure of Atlas is that he's just a Raider legend, right? He's like the Paul Bunyan of the Raider universe. He probably didn't really exist, and if he did, definitely not in the way that the radio host gave us to imagine when we were in Nuka World. So I'm kind of glad that we didn't actually accidentally bump into Atlas or find any, real world lore. I like him as a legend because he's more interesting as a legend. Sean Collins with a donation of stars on Facebook. Toxic Sean says, hey, Ox, can you please look up the Just Cause 3 or 4 trailer? I think you'll like it. Yeah, Just Cause has been recommended on the program before. I'm going to go ahead and make a note over here. To look it up again. Thank you for that one. Matthew Ryan says, didn't even have to bring up communist dolphin power armor that has been sharted in for a rant. Yay. There's a lot to unpack there, but we've done that previously on the broadcast, so no need to touch that again. Thank you for that one, Matthew Ryan. Tentacles. No Name says, an interesting news story came out today. Apparently, 2 workers at the Mars chocolate factory fell into a chocolate vat. They were uninjured, though they got to live every kid's fantasy, and I'm jealous. Is that really a child's fantasy, to fall into a big vat of chocolate? I guess so. If I were a kid, I would love to fall into a giant vat of chocolate. So I suppose the answer to that is yes. But then does that, that begs the question, was it an accident? Maybe they fell in on purpose. Adam M says, how do you roast a cobbler? You make fun of his shoes. Oh, no, that's a good one. Make fun of his shoes. That's how you roast a cobbler. Or over a spit. Cannibalism, but yeah. Julian Z says, bravo, Ox, bravo, thank you for that. I have to ask, what do you think of the robotic vertibirds in the game right now? They usually guard supply drops. Yeah, they're essentially just drones, and we have them in our own universe. Is it impossible for drones to exist in the Fallout universe? A universe that has nuclear-powered cars, nuclear-powered power armor. No, it's not implausible. It's not impractical. We've never heard of them before, but every game introduced us to something that until then we had never heard of before. So it doesn't bother me that they've got robotic vertibirds guarding supply drops. Alexander Rawl with a super chat says, hey Ox, would you ever consider doing videos on Fallout Miami, London, or the new California mods? Would love to see them from you. I get those questions a lot. I don't know about lore videos, but maybe I'll stream them someday. The problem with fan-created mods is you kind of never know what's going to be in them. So they're a bit dangerous to stream. I think there was a Fallout mod that came out a couple years ago that had this very problem, and there was a part that was really inappropriate and angered a lot of people. I forget which one it was. But at the time, people were really excited about it and wanted me to cover it, and I almost did, but then the news started to come out about this unsavory material inside, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to touch this. So I'm a little bit apprehensive about touching Fallout mods, Fallout story-based mods in terms of a lore series or live streaming. But if any of them come out that, are reputable, reputable, then maybe I'll do that. Lucy says, hey Ox, here's a family favorite pun. A pun isn't matured until it's full grown. Groan. Full grown. Oh, that's good. Thank you for that one. Full grown. Perfect for dad jokes. Jake Ben says you could also cover the lore of the Liberator robots from Fallout 76. I mean, I could, but there's not a lot of lore about the Liberator drones. Every now and then we find a few locations. I think the Mama Dolce's factory has a few little notes about the Liberator drones, but nothing about their construction, their history, where else they were deployed. Not a lot of lore about the drone. But I have already done a lore video on Mama Dolce's, so I think I may have covered it in there. Julian Z on Facebook with a donation of stars says, Ox, I do hope you end up covering most of Fallout 76, even if the lore videos are sporadic and spread apart over long periods of time. I don't mind. I understand there's not much of an interest. Yeah, it's something I want to do, and, I have been planning to. I've got all of this footage saved from when I was live streaming my Fallout 76 playthrough, gigs, and I've got hard drives full of footage that I saved specifically so that I can do lore videos on the topic later. And then with Wastelanders, they add all of these new people to the story. It was a really smart thing they did with Wastelanders, because the greatest criticism, apart from everything, and Fallout 76 had a lot of criticisms, but the biggest one was that everything felt so dead. You walked around talking with robots and reading holotapes. Every single character you met was dead. The Mistress of Mysteries were all dead. Everyone in the Enclave dead. It was just depressing, and it didn't feel like a Fallout game. So with Wastelanders, they went back throughout the old quest line, and every now and then placed an NPC whom you could talk to. There's a new one walking around at Flatwoods. There's a new one walking around in the town of Welch. There's a new one at the Insane Asylum. They're all over the place if you go back and go through the primary plot. Which makes all of that original footage that I shot kind of pointless, because it didn't include any of those characters. So, yeah. I'm going to have to reshoot a lot of that. But I had intended to do that, to make a story on the full story of Fallout 76. Rachel says, so how has recording been going for your breakout voice acting role as the new radio host for the New Pit radio station in the Fallout 76 DLC? So I have to say right now that that's not true. I know that she's paying me to read this comment, and she thinks it's really funny, but it's not true. I have not been paid by anyone to voice any radio station for any game. I would love to. I'm not saying no. I would love to have a role in Fallout 76 or something. But no, that hasn't happened. I'm not involved in any way with any Fallout game or TV show, on record, saying that I'm not involved. Just saying. Durag says drones. Mr. Handy. Yes, indeed. Mr. Handy is kind of like a drone. He floats around on a jet of fire. Freddie Simmons says, I realized that the missile launchers were part of the cache that the Brotherhood of Steel found along the way, but no military force would think it was a good idea to give such weapons to untrained civilians. That part of the story doesn't bother me so much. Because we have to understand that that decision was made in a heightened state of emotions, right? The Brotherhood has all of these weapons. They stumble upon a completely defenseless town that is just about to be ravaged by raiders, and the Brotherhood wants to help. I mean, I could see myself in the position of Knight Shin recommending that we arm the civilians with weapons. Now, to do so without giving them any training whatsoever, I probably wouldn't do that. But, I mean, it sounds like they weren't wiped out due to their own incompetence or their lack of knowledge about the weapons. It's not like they blew themselves all up like those people from Foundation did. It sounds like they were just overwhelmed by raiders, and the weapons weren't enough. And the Brotherhood's presence there wasn't enough either, which is another point as to why it is unlikely that they would be able to get from the West Coast to the East Coast on foot. They fought raiders along the way, and they lost one member. So it seems like if they were going to actually make it all the way, they would have to be running the entire time or avoiding danger the entire time. Tilly says, hi Ox, it's KT Beaverhausen, or KT Beaverhausen says, this guy told me he was Harry Potter's grandfather. I thought he was joking, but he said he was serious. I'm just glad you didn't make a serious XM joke there. All right, nice. That's good. Craig Montgomery says, I really enjoyed this series on the metro tunnels of Fallout 3. Would a video or two on the New Vegas sewers make sense? No, it wouldn't, because they're so short that I covered them in my videos on Freeside. Not Freeside, but there was a northwest side or something like that. Basically, when I did my series on the outskirts of New Vegas, I covered the sewers already. And the sewers in Fallout New Vegas are minuscule compared to the metro tunnels of Fallout 3. So there just wasn't enough content there to really produce a compelling video about. Basically, they act as slums. The dregs of New Vegas society live in the sewers, and that's about it. No Name says, whoever said technology would replace all paper obviously hasn't tried wiping their butt with an iPad. I take it, No Name, that you know the answer to that question based on first-hand experience. Go for the corner, right? If you're using an iPad, because the corner just wedges. Jake Benz on Facebook says, as far as we really know, the Chinese just used them to spread fear and chaos during the war. It could be. I mean, they're not that scary. I mean, some of the legendary big ones later on in the game are pretty scary, but the little ones, I mean, you're level 1 out of the vault. That's the first thing you see. And you can kill them pretty quickly, pretty easily. So you may be right. Or maybe they were scouting and reconnaissance robots. Devin with a donation of stars on Facebook says, yo, I didn't know you streamed on Facebook. 3 years ago, you rekindled my love for Fallout. I never knew how deep the lore was until I stumbled onto your video of Vault 11. Yeah, Vault 11 was one of my favorite vaults to explore, one of my favorite videos to produce. It was just such a great little story, and it's proven to be one of my more popular videos. And then Devin says, love your content, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Devin. Jocelyn Ryan on YouTube with a super chat says, our household has plans to start a Fallout D&D campaign, so we'll be having fun messing with the lore, working on adding in a fortune cookie mechanic. Oh, that sounds interesting. A Fallout D&D campaign? That's great. I hope you guys have a fun time with that. Pleased to meet you with a super chat says, keep up the great work. That is all. Also, who wants a membership? Might want to look under your seat. Oh, does that mean we've got some free memberships coming from Pleased to Meet You here in a bit? Cool. I'll keep an eye open for that. Thank you. Pleased to meet you. Reese Cure says, hey, Oxhorn, hoping I could get a shout out for my family cat Sylvester, a.k.a. Slyman. He passed away at 20 today, and your upbeat tune always cheers me up. Well, Reese, I'm sorry to hear about that. 20 is a long time for a family cat to live, so I think you definitely got his best years, but I'm so sorry that he passed away today. Here's a toast to Sylvester, a.k.a. Slyman. May he rest in peace. Jocelyn Ryan says with a super chat, yes, Ox, we know you haven't been paid to do anything for the Fallout franchise. We also know you'd do it strictly for the lore. I mean, she's right. I would, but don't tell Bethesda that. I want them to pay me if they ever decide to include me in anything. I mean, I would do it for free, but don't let them know that. I want to get paid. Nick says, so we all need to petition to get you as a voice actor in the next Fallout. Thank you, Nick. I mean, that would be a lot of fun. I don't know if game companies respond well to petitions. Do they feel coerced at that point? I'm not sure, but that would be fun. Pleased to meet you, became Bronze Ox. Thank you very much. Pleased to meet you. And then he did it. He followed through. He gave 5 Oxhorn memberships. Pleased to meet you. Donated 5 Oxhorn memberships to the community. Congratulations to Jason Semper, Big Jim Studmuffin, Psycal, Ariana Rose, and Dylan Fisher. All right. Way to go. Pleased to meet you. Thank you so much. Matthew Ryan says, what has been your favorite vault to do lore on? Vault 11 was probably my favorite. I've actually really enjoyed the Fallout 76 vaults. Vault 94 was great. Vault 96 was really great. Vault 51 was great, but frustrating. But it was still great. I mean, yeah, they've been great. I like the word great. Jake Ben says, also, as the chat's doctor, I don't recommend using an iPad or any electronic device to wipe with. As a result, results can be shocking. Well, thank you, Jake, the chat's resident doctor. According to a doctor, folks, it's bad to use an iPad as toilet paper. So if any of you were tempted, well, the professional says no. Robin on Facebook says, I would get a membership on YouTube, but I don't really know how to work YouTube. Not good at it. Is there a membership for Facebook? I don't know. I think with Facebook, you just become a subscriber, and then you can develop weekly fire streaks. I think that's the equivalent. Cody Pate became a Bronze Ox. Thank you very much, Cody Pate. Jessica McDonald says, is there a trick to get into Vault 51? There is, yes. Watch my lore video on it. I show you how to get back into it. Here's the tip. Follow the red wire. All right, a few more minutes. Oh, man. And I'm way over for an ad. How did that not... Oh, it's on Sunday. I thought it was every day. All right, I got to do an ad. All right, that means I'm going to have to change my schedule here. So let's put one there. We'll put this one, all right, there. Yeah, I had it. Let's put that every day. I had it set to one day. Okay, now... Nope, let's make that 8:30. Bingo. All right, so they're going to be about 30 minutes apart, but at least I'll get them in. Luke Holmander says, hey, Ox, what are your thoughts on if Bethesda came out with a Fallout New Vegas 2? I mean, I'd be down for it. I think it would be wonderful. I'd love to visit the West Coast again in the Fallout universe. I don't think it'll happen, but, you know, I would welcome it if they chose to do so. Lucky Babcack, a Silver Ox, and a member for 33 months with a Gold Derby, says, hey, Ox, any news on the new Alan Wake and Mortuary Assistant? Keep up the great work. No new news that I know of. I mean, I haven't heard much about Alan Wake 2 since it was first announced. Way back at the Game Awards. Tilly says, I have a Mistress of Mysteries hideout vault. You're welcome to come and lore it up. Is that what it's called these days? I'd be happy to, Tilly. I'll come on over and lore things up for you. Wade on Facebook says, what's the tougher tea to swallow? Reality can be a tough tea to swallow. Daydreams Production says, loved your role in the Chad Fallout 76 podcast. Do you have a favorite from the podcast? Also, why did Santa go to music college? To practice rapping. Presents, right? Thank you, Daydreams Production. The guys over at the Chad Fallout 76 podcast were really great. They invited me on over, and I got to voice my favorite character that they wrote. I loved my role. I was really lucky in that they saved what I think was the best character for me to do a voice on. Though they did have a surprise at the very end. I don't know if you all waited to the very end of the podcast, but we got to meet an old favorite from Fallout 3. A favorite character from Fallout 3 made an appearance at the end of the podcast, doing interesting experiments on the character that I played, which was a lot of fun. All right, about 4 minutes, and then we dive into the game. Josh Gill says, hello, everyone. Any idea of when we'll see more Elden Ring? And then Alt Grendel says, Josh, he's decided that it's not something he wants to live stream. And Canuck says, yeah, it's unlikely. Ox likes Souls games, but isn't good at them. And is reluctant to stream them. All of that is true. That's pretty true. I like them, but I am not good at them at all. And when I streamed Elden Ring, I died a lot, and I didn't kill a single boss. So it's one of those games where I would have to practice beforehand, right? To get the timing down for each boss so that when I actually get on camera, I do okay. I don't even have to kill him on my first try, but I at least have to appear competent. It takes me forever to figure out their tells. And I have to sometimes read guides. I still haven't gotten through that wolf character in Dark Souls 1, the one with the sword in his mouth. I've tried that time and time again. That's where I'm stuck, and I can't get past it. Mega Glow Z says, Ox, did you miss a $10 super chat? Did I? Oh my god, I did. Sorry about that. Crucify, with a very generous super chat, says, Ox, what do your fans need to do to get you to stop trimming your beard for, say, a year or two? I mean, I've done that before, and it grows long. Like, I think the longest I had it was out to here. But there are certain members of my household who probably wouldn't like that too much. So I'm afraid at this point I'd have to say that no amount of money would cause me to grow it out. I think that I'll probably get it a little bit longer because I trimmed it really short a couple of weeks ago, and I want it to grow out to like here, right? About there. It's still nice and full, but it's not scraggly. When it's down to here, it looks full, and yet it's not too wild. I can still shape it. All right. We should start getting ready for the show. Or for the game. Luke Hullmander with a super chat says, here, Ox, my man. I'll buy you a drink now. Drink up and let's play some Grim. Thanks. Drink up. Kyle Warfield with a donation of stars says, what did the Grim Reaper say when he walked into a shoe store? I've come for your souls. Right. I'll go turn off the lights. Okay, lights off. Check. Robin Woodell on Facebook says, I like your shirt, bestie. Thank you, Robin. T60, my favorite power armor in the franchise. Luke Holmander says, I read that one already. And then Adam M. gifted 5 more Oxhorn memberships. That's 10 memberships gifted to the community today. That's awesome. Thank you, Adam, and congratulations to Red, the Anthropola guy, Manny White, Ant444, and Kai Salter. Then Pleased to Meet You says, just a game suggestion, Space Beast Terror Fright. Okay, is that the name of the game? I know, guys. I got this great game idea. We're going to call it Space Beast Terror Fright. Oh, I got to find out what this is. It's real. Of course it is. Space Beast Terror Fright. It's like they came up with 4 words to describe the game, and they just turned that into a title. Very positive reviews. It was released this month. Oh man, I gotta check this out. Space Beast Terror Fright. Sounds great. Crucify says, Ox, new question. Favorite Fallout character? I mean, I love Nick Valentine in terms of just a companion. He's great. I love the Survivalist from Fallout New Vegas. The Honest Hearts DLC. I think Joshua Graham is an excellent character. He's almost mythical, his role in the game. I think Ulysses is great until you meet him. When you meet him and he begins to talk, then he begins to drone on a bit, and his logic is a little off. But the way he stalks you through all of the DLCs of Fallout New Vegas is just a fascinating character. Brandon Beltfed says, Ox is shaving his beard? Getting fit and adhering to a strict schedule? You're enlisting in the military, aren't you? I mean, I don't think they would take me at my age, to be honest. But I just trimmed it shorter a little bit on a whim because, it's summer. I had to get my summer cut in. KT Beaverhausen says, Ox, play the Quarry. Yeah, I saw your tweet, and I looked up the game afterwards, and it looks really interesting. I've got it saved to a tab. All right, let me get Grim Fandango up and running. All right, there we are. Right where we left off, I think I want to just explore this ship for a bit before we really try and figure out all the puzzles. Ryan2 Gamer says, what are the Rams' favorite bow? A Rambo. Oh, I'm playing the Rambo DLC in Far Cry 6 and having a lot of fun. Oh, cool. Well, congratulations, Ryan. Didn't know Rams were fond of bows to begin with, but I'll take your word for it. Luke Holmander says, hey, Ox, new question. Is anyone in your family as big of a gamer than you? You know what? Growing up, my brother was actually the gamer of the family. I would watch him play, but I didn't play very many games myself. So no, but you know, he's moved on to work on his career, and so I guess I'm the gamer of the family now. All right, we could go down. We could go into that building. Let's go into the building first.
Ensign.
Oh no! Everyone's dead. What happened?
Ensign Arnold was just a kid. I'm sorry I led you into trouble, sailor. I'm not gonna disrupt the evidence.
Well, what? Are you expecting a detective?
No.
Everyone's dead.
This can't be happening. Hey! He's back here!
Sack him! Custom officials, open this door!
Yeah, we wanna check your bags.
Don't worry, Captain. We're safe in here. Okay, let's just set the explosives and get the hell out of here.
Oh.
That's the throttle for the port side engine. Híjole. Gladys sure did a number on that old diesel. If it were just a little more powerful, we could probably tear on out of here.
I tried. Oh, I tried. But I failed. It's not powerful enough.
Hey, maintain, sailor. Looks like the anchor's down.
Alt Grindle says it's a little out, Ox. Okay. Thanks, guys. Let me know if it gets too low for you.
Can't reach. Looks like the anchor's down. Can't reach.
How can you not reach that?
Can't reach. I think the best way to use this engine would be the controls over there, as opposed to the hands-on method. That's the throttle for the port side engine.
Oh, God. Okay.
Can't reach.
And so he still can't reach it, huh? The Raging Krogan says, Evening Ox, sorry I'm late. Here's a dad joke for you. Once stayed up all night trying to find out where the sun went. Then, it dawned on me. Love it, the Raging Krogan.
Can't reach. That's the starboard anchor control.
Ah, ha ha! There's one on each side. Why aren't we moving? I raised the anchors. Okay. So forward and backward don't do anything at all.
Can't reach. Can't reach.
I mean, you'd think I'd be able to reach that, but okay. Oh.
Can't reach.
Man of Orb says, do pies come with expiration dates? I mean, yeah, they do. Most pies do.
It's attached pretty well. Can't reach.
Oh my God. Oh, I've got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well. That's not what I thought would happen.
Can't reach.
Will this pull it up? Yes!
Can't reach.
Well, come on. I should be able to reach it then.
Can't reach.
Yes, right there.
Can't reach.
It's right there.
Can't reach.
How can that... What?
They're locked together like plastic monkeys from a barrel.
But I still can't reach it? Okay. Well, now what? Use your scythes as the... Oh my god. I'm surprised he didn't say something like, I don't want to wreck the blade.
Well, there you go.
Right. Can't reach.
Can't reach.
Of course you can reach.
Can't reach. Can't reach.
Well, where now? Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Glottis, cover your ears.
What was that?
The dotted line, buddy. Can't reach.
Come on.
If I mess with these anchors anymore, we might go down with the ship. Can't reach.
Oh, stop it. There we go. Oh, the Lola.
Just a little farther, Glottis.
Whoa! Oh no! Can a skeleton drown? Guess not. That's quite a predicament you've got yourself.
Manny, choking!
Mira, snap out of it, sailor.
Easy for you to say, you don't have lungs.
Hey, you live without your heart once, so you can live without air for a little while. Just until I figure out what we're gonna do.
Right, okay. What's that light in the distance?
Beware, brave captain! Here in the darkest depths of the Sea of Lament dwell the most horrible monsters of all. The fearsome, murky demons of the deep will swallow you whole the instant you leave this pool of light. Heed my warning, or take one step forward and learn for yourself!
All right, I believe you. Just quit it with the creepy spirit of the land voice, huh?
Right, let's save. All right.
Here comes one now!
Híjole, he looks like he's been down here a long time.
Oh man, I missed him.
Okay, that might not have been a sea monster, but it was pretty spooky.
According to our map, I think that's the Pearl.
The Pearl?
I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there.
I can't get over there to that guy.
Oh, Lola, looks like I let you down again. Oh, I think her days of use are over.
I told you that name was bad luck.
Hey.
Sorry.
Oh, Lola, looks like I let you down again. Oh, I think her days of use... We're underwater. We're not on the moon.
Right, so I can't salvage anything from the ship.
Not blue yet. You all right?
I'm a spirit of the land, Manny, not of the sea.
Hang in there, Mano.
Well, where do I go? I can't go to the light.
Amigo! Hey, I'm talking to you.
And I can't access my inventory.
You all right?
I'm a spirit of the land, Manny, not of the sea.
Hang in there, Mano. Oh, Lola. Looks like I let you down again. We're underwater. We're not on the moon.
Is that pearl getting lower?
I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there.
So that's what happens when I try to leave. I can't actually go anywhere. Like my cursor isn't turning into an arrow.
I'd definitely go over there first chance I get, but there's a lot of dark water between here and there. According to our map, I think that's the Pearl. Amigo!
Huh? Oh, you see? That's why I never travel by boat.
Oh, there we go. I just had to get closer to him.
What are you doing down here?
Trying to get out of the land of the dead, same as everybody else.
Why are you walking instead of taking a ship?
Got sick of waiting around Rubicava for a boat. Figured I'd make better time this way.
Why didn't I think of that? How do you know where you're going?
See the moon over there? I just keep it on my right. That way I know I'm heading in a straight line.
But
Oldest trick in the book.
Oh no. That's why he's walking around in circles.
is everything okay with your eyebrows?
Them is barnacles, genius. I don't move fast enough to shake them, so they tend to pile up. I don't mind, though. They're the only company I got. Ain't you, boys?
How long have you been down here?
Well, let me put it this way. I wasn't always this color.
Shouldn't you have hit dry land by now?
I'm trying to cross a big ocean here, Sonny. What do you know about it?
I've already done it. In a boat.
A boat? Don't talk to me about boats.
What's the problem with boats?
We had such a nice boat. Why is everybody always talking about boats? You got a perfectly good pair of legs. Why not use them, I say?
Let me guess. You died in a boat wreck.
A boat wreck would have been better than what happened to us. Led off course by bad equipment, lost for weeks, no food, no shelter from the sun. We'd started throwing the dead overboard. But then the sharks began following the boat.
What happened in the end?
What happened was, I learned 3 valuable lessons. Stay away from boats. When it comes to navigation, trust only the moon and the stars. And when there's only 2 of you left, never, ever go to sleep.
So, yeah, he was eaten. Okay.
How have you kept that light going all these years?
Well, I found this coral, this glow-in-the-dark coral. Damnedest thing. Glows like a lightning bug and never seems to wear out.
I had some of that once. Made a nice grappling hook.
I don't think you had what I got, because I don't think you've been to the place where I got it.
Where'd you get the coral?
Edge of the world, boy. That's the only place it grows.
We've had a little accident. Think you could help us out?
Depends on what kind of help you're looking for.
Could we tag along with you?
Well, it's a long walk you're talking about.
We don't have any other choice.
Oh, all right then. Lift those knees, stick close to my light, and try to sing in key. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under some seaweed. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Scare away sea monsters, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. Scare away sea monsters, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. Scare away sea monsters, yeah. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. I'm not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. I'm not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Not gonna let you touch it. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Well, why can't we touch it? What about that pearl? That shiny pearl? Can we get that? Gladys's singing was better.
I thought that looked like our ship.
That's just a trick the ocean plays on your mind, kid. Makes everything look the same after a while, like you was going in circles.
Well, this isn't the kind of progress I was hoping for.
Oh, well, the wet march of the soul ain't for everybody.
Could we borrow that light for a second?
Sorry, I'm kind of attached to it.
Could you take us to the Pearl?
Ha! You don't believe those old stories, do you? You think somewhere in this ocean there's a gigantic pearl that shines so brightly it can be seen from passing ships? And that sometimes sailors so allured by its luster actually fling themselves overboard to dive for it and are never heard from again?
Yeah, and I think it's right over...
Bah! I've been walking this ocean for years. I ain't never seen it.
No, really. The Pearl is right over there.
You poor sucker, that's the moon! Tell me you didn't come all this way out here to pearl dive the moon.
Could you send for help?
Oh, sure. I promise to call for help at the next phone booth I walk by.
Well, I don't want to break your stride there.
Okay, see you around.
Watch out for sea monsters.
Who, these guys?
Ah!
Oh, they don't mess with old Chapito. I'm too bright for 'em. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. Hey, lay off! Lego! Lego! Lego!
Oh, man.
Get your own lamp, pal! Whatever happened to the code of the sea?
We gotta wait for him to come all the way back again. I think I know what we gotta do. We gotta go on a walk with him. Then when we get close to the pearl, we gotta dive for it. That's what we gotta do. I didn't click on it walking by. 427 Kevin says, did you click on it walking by? No, I didn't. All right, this is a good time for an ad. Right when it gets back here, he's smoking a cigarette underwater. Come on, Manny. Hidden Desire says click on Glottis after grabbing him. Oh. Oh god. All right, let me try walking first to see if we can go get this pearl when we're way back there. But cuz he walks right by it. If that doesn't work, then I'll click on Glottis when we grab him to see if Glottis' help will help.
Amigo.
What? More survivors? I just passed another shipwreck not 5 minutes ago.
Well, I don't want to break your stride there.
Okay, see you around.
Oh, okay,
This
that's the
little
only
light
option.
of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
There we go.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Follow me.
Where are you taking me?
To the moon.
Hey, there we go.
Manny, is that the pearl? Ooh-wee! I knew I'd find her someday. I'm rich, 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 rich.
Shh, something's happening.
Manny, what's going on?
Oh god. Oh no. Oh, there's an octopus in the submarine. Great.
I don't know, but I don't like the way that thing's looking at us. I'm not going to... Hey, Chipito, go for a swim, will you? You're drawing too much attention to us.
Too bad. I'm sticking to you like the barnacles on my eyebrows, so don't even think of sneaking off with my pearl.
His pearl, huh? He thought it was the moon.
Glottis, go down there and talk demon talk to that octopus.
Heck no! I'm scared. I'm staying up here with you.
Oh, this guy. Oh, I want to kick this guy. All right, let's save here.
I think we found our transportation.
Just got to get rid of the stinking octopus. No Name says those were the tentacles.
We're underwater. We're not on the moon.
Those were the tentacles.
I can't get anywhere near the sub while that monster's guarding it.
All right.
I'm not going down there while that monster's looking right at me.
Interesting that they give us this back view of the sub for just this quick transition.
Not quite as famous as the Pearl is the slimy barnacle-covered old rock of legend. I don't want to get tangled up in those. When I get that desperate for food, maybe.
Oh, now I can access my inventory.
I don't want to mess up my blade.
What? We're gonna walk all the way back. I clicked to use the blade on him, and we're walking all the way back. Fine. Clinton Jones says, "Cheers, mate. Got that song stuck in my head now, brother. Yeah. Me too. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Gonna let it shine now. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Can't hear you in the back.
That soul has already been reaped.
Really, we walk all the way back here just for him to say, that soul has already been reaped.
Demons can't be reaped. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. I don't want to mess up my blade. So there really is a pearl. But does that mean Meche really jumped overboard here? It all just seems so fishy.
Good one, Captain.
Hey, I've got more important things on my mind than jewel theory.
Not me.
Hey, I've got more important things on my mind than jewel theory.
Not me.
Hey, Chapito, go for a swim, will you? You're drawing too much attention to us.
Too bad. I'm sticking to you like the barnacles on my eyebrows, so don't even think of sneaking off with my pearl.
Okay, I'm betting that the octopus covets the pearl. If we can find a way to dislodge the pearl so that it rolls downhill or something, we can get rid of both the octopus and this little tiny guy. But I have nothing in my inventory.
I'm not going down there while that monster's looking right at me.
And this is the only section I can go to.
Ugh. Watch those hands, clams.
So if we get too close...
Ugh.
It grabs at us. Is there a way to get him, to lure him over there? Oh, we can go down! Oh my god!
Hey, lay off! Hey, where are you going? You can't leave me here all alone! Come back here!
This is devious. This is so messed up!
She's coming back.
What have we done?
Looks like we're heading south.
But there's nothing on that edge of the world except
The edge.
So there's a literal edge of the world, okay.
Manny?
Don't ask, carnal, cause I don't know.
Wow.
See any hint of that octopus swimming around here?
No, but I can smell him.
I'll bet all these miners were brought here by that octopus. Well, at least it didn't eat them. Lay down your tools. We're busting out of here. Man, if I had only gotten that book back from Terry, I could really start some trouble here. I'll bet all these miners were brought here by that octopus. I don't know how I'd get down there without this current taking me over the edge. Uh-oh.
Whoops. Whoops. Should have saved. Save game. Slot 3. Oh, I see. We're going to climb up here.
How convenient.
That stops it? All right. Oh, but only momentarily.
Gladys, I'm gonna sneak inside and look for Meche.
What if that octopus comes back while you're gone?
Poke him in the eye and steal his sub.
Stupid octopus.
It reversed, says Conk. Ah. Now to figure out what to do with that.
This door's locked. Children's books. Man, that ashtray's so fancy you could eat caviar out of it. It's locked.
He uses the ashtray.
I only steal ashtrays from bars. Children's books. It's empty. It's empty. It's empty.
Well, hello.
Meche,
Manny, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see how your trip was going, Angel. I am your travel agent, you know. By the way, thanks for that bottle of champagne you sent me. It really hit the spot.
You were headed for a trap. I was trying to warn you. Domino was using me like bait. I didn't want you to end up a prisoner here like me.
Prisoner? Where's your cell? Or are you just sharing a bunk with the warden?
If that's what you think of me, then why did you come here?
Because this is where he belongs. Here, working for me. I knew you'd come around eventually. Right or wrong, Manuel Calavera is always with the winning team, right, Manny? That's why you're here now.
I'm getting off this rock, and I'm taking all of these people with me.
Manny, there's no way off this island. I'm afraid you're stuck here in my little executive training program. See, I need you to take my place here, kid. I've got to get back to the city where the action is.
Sorry, Manny, but I had to come in. My skin was getting all pruny.
Him, I don't need.
Oh no! No, Manny!
I'm gonna grind you to powder for that, cabrón.
Maybe later. But for now, let me just show you your new office.
Manny! Gladys!
Careful, BB. The new boss is waking up.
TJ says, Manny, you dare imply they were boning?
This is sad. Hola, angelitos.
I'll bite you, I swear to God!
Please don't bite anyone else, Pugsy. That's why they put us in the cage in the first place.
Why do you want to bite me?
You're the mean new boss.
Mr. Hurley said you were meaner than him.
He said you had a bone saw.
You bite me and I'll sue your parents.
Our
parents?
Hey, don't cry, children. Please, stop crying. Why am I so bad at this? My name is Manny Calavera. What's yours?
Mr. Hurley told us about you. You're the one who tricked Meche.
Poor Meche.
I didn't trick anybody.
Mr. Hurley said he was supposed to take care of Meche, but you stole her case from him.
Is that true?
The Raging Krogan says those kids are the voice of Bobby Hill. Really? Oh, I guess so.
Let me see if I can explain this whole thing to you. You see, I had this job, selling travel packages to immigrant souls. If I sold enough of them, I got to leave the land of the dead. Now, I was in a slump, and I really needed a fat commission, so...
You're a bad man.
Go away, bad man.
Yeah, go away.
Mitch is my friend. You can ask her.
She talked about you before.
Every time she says your name, she looks so sad.
I don't know what you did to her, but you're gonna be sorry.
Listen, children, I'm here to help.
There's really not much more room in here.
Your hands are too big to make light bulbs.
What are you two doing in this cage?
Making light bulbs.
Look, we're working as hard as we can. Why don't you leave us alone?
I'm here to help you get out of this cage.
You can't do that. We have to stay here and take care of Meche.
She'd be so sad here all alone. Sometimes we hear her crying, you know.
My hands are not too big to make light bulbs.
Then why don't you help?
My butt's too big to sit on one of those little perches.
I'm gonna tell Meche you said that word to us.
I told you he was bad.
I just don't have any of those little tiny tools, that's all.
Here, take my hammer.
Hey, got a hammer.
You know, I really do want to help.
Then why don't you?
I'm in the Maritime Union. We can't do factory work.
I don't know what those words mean.
It means he doesn't want to help us because he's mean.
On second thought, maybe I don't.
We don't want to either, but we don't have a choice.
I'm the one who's gonna take Meche out of here.
What?
You can't do that.
Who's gonna take care of us? We'll be all alone.
Nice cage you have here.
Mr. Hurley grew demon ravens with human heads in here.
He said if we ever tried to get away, he'd send the ravens after us.
And let them make nests out of our bones.
You're two bad little children. I'm glad you're in a cage. Very bad.
Oh, that makes them laugh. Guess they are bad kids.
Okay, back to work.
So mean.
This is the tiniest little hammer I've ever seen.
Might need that.
I like my old desk better. No drawers. Not moving any furniture today.
Okay, so we've got a conveyor belt down. We've got two kids making light bulbs in a cage. Of course we do.
Oh, look, it's my Prince Charming. Are you back here just to insult me some more, or do you just want some ice for your head?
I like the new dress.
Well, it's the best I could pull together out here. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get decent fabric and silk stockings on a deserted factory island on the edge of the world?
No, I don't. Come on, we're getting out of here.
Trying to steal my commission from Domino again. Manny, don't you ever give up?
I'm not after any commission. I just want to get us both out of here.
Then why don't you just ask your boss for the day off?
Can't believe you think he's my boss. He's my arch enemy.
I think he's your boss. You think he's my boyfriend. We don't seem to have a good foundation of trust in our relationship, do we?
I'm sorry I implied he was your boyfriend. I do trust you.
Well, I'm not sure I trust you about that. But I'll tell you one thing that would convince me.
Name it.
Give me your gun.
What? What makes you think I have a gun?
You work for the most heavily armed organization in the land of the dead. Don't try to tell me they didn't issue you a gun.
I don't work for the most heavily armed organization anywhere.
You know, you're right. There are those rumors of that revolutionary army that's been stockpiling weapons.
Actually, them, I work for.
Manny, why don't you come back when you're willing to deal straight with me, okay?
Oh, come on.
Hey, about that gun.
Ready to hand over your heater?
I would if I had one.
Right.
They didn't issue me a gun.
What, are you on probation? I'm not buying this, Manuel. Manny, why don't you come back when you're willing to deal straight with me, okay?
Come on.
Hey, about that gun.
Ready to hand over your heater?
I would if I had one.
Right.
I think we need to talk.
Start talking. You're the salesman.
I have a lot of explaining to do.
Save your breath. Domino's explained it all to me already.
You have a lot of explaining to do.
Me? About what?
Why did you take me out with that champagne bottle?
I told you to stop you from falling into Domino's trap. If you had made it on that ship, then you would have ended up...
Here?
Yes.
Why are you working for Domino?
I do what he asks only to protect the children.
Why are those children locked up in a cage?
With the wings those angelitos have, they're the only things on this island Domino can't control.
Hey, if they can fly, let's set the kids free to go get help.
They can't fly that far, Manny. But they can fly circles around Domino, and they can bite pretty hard.
So why did you run out of my office?
I felt so embarrassed, and you looked so disappointed in me. I couldn't stand it anymore.
Then what were you doing that whole year I was in Ubacaba?
I was lost.
What did you...
I don't want to talk about that year, please.
Has Domino hurt you in any way?
Not as much as I've hurt him. Boy, can that guy take a punch.
Okay, I'll lay off the questions.
Great. Now if we could get you to just lay off the cologne.
Hey, I'm a sailor now. We have to wear this stuff. Listen, Meche.
Manny, talking isn't helping right now, okay?
Achievement unlocked. Save your breath.
It's empty.
Our type of business doesn't produce a lot of paperwork.
She says as she sits there filing papers.
It's empty.
Our type of business doesn't produce... Sir, do you have an appointment?
I'm going in there to tell Domino my demands.
I don't think you fully understand the chain of command around here. Pugsy and Bibi work for you. You and I work for Domino, who works for Hector Le Mans, crime boss of El Maro.
Well, I think it's time for a little corporate restructuring.
Can't go left, can't go right. He's listening to jams. Sweet tunes.
He seems completely unaware of how close I am to escape. Domino. Domino!
Taking your first coffee break already, Calavera?
We got a score to settle, Issy.
You know, if I ever spoke to my boss Hector that way...
You killed my best friend.
The demon? Manny, you can use a demon as a driver. Let him carry your messages, let him serve you food. But you can't ever start thinking of them as friends. It's just not natural.
Wow.
What are you doing out here on the edge of the world?
Oh, I know. I ask myself that every day. But I'm going to train you, Manny, to take my place here running this 2-bit light bulb factory.
Why do they need to make light bulbs?
How can you keep little children in a cage?
Trust me, it's easier than keeping big kids in a cage.
Why don't you just sprout me like you tried at Puerto Zapato?
That wasn't me. That was Hector. He's so unimaginative. Just wants to tie up the loose ends, you know? But I believe, however, that you can be rehabilitated through honest work.
What makes you think I'm gonna work for you?
Well, there's not much to do on this island if you don't work, take it from me. And think about it. Once I'm gone, it will be just you and Meche alone on this deserted island.
There is that.
Don't tell me that prospect doesn't appeal to you.
I don't plan to be on this island for very long.
Manny, I have all the guns. I have all the transportation, and I have all the brains. What are you gonna do?
You and Hector set up a secret hideout to make light bulbs?
Oh, no, that's just a side benefit. The real purpose is to have a place we can lock up all those old clients of mine. Can't have good people wandering loose in the land of the dead, telling everybody how we stole their double-in tickets, now can we?
You stole all these people's tickets?
Okay, how much of this haven't you figured out, Calavera? Capal would route all the good clients to me after he switched over their tickets to a secret holding fund. I'd cover up the paper trail, and we'd make sure that the pigeon jumped overboard at the Pearl.
I knew it! You were getting all the good clients.
I handled them all, except for Mercedes, who you hijacked from me in that ridiculous hot rod, which I saw, by the way, last time I was in Rubacava. I tell you, Manny, hot rods like that just don't look safe to me.
But he's happy to climb aboard a submarine powered by an octopus.
So it wasn't my fault Meche didn't get a ticket. You stole it.
Well, it's your fault she ended up in the forest instead of coming here right away, but I fixed that.
I'm taking Meche out of this dungeon.
Manny, before I found her, she spent a year out there in the petrified forest alone because of you. By comparison, I'd say I'm keeping her pretty comfortable here in my dungeon. Wouldn't you say?
One ticket for you, one for Hector. How many more do you need?
Oh, Manny, we never touch the product ourselves. We sell a ticket to unfortunate souls, unable to lead moral lives because of the crippling amount of cash they were born into.
Ooh. But sell the tickets for what? What could he possibly get from them in the land of the dead?
But you could just take the tickets and leave today.
We found a way to make the land of the dead livable. Why would we want to leave?
Nice island you got here.
Yeah, the previous owners didn't know what they had here. Let us pick it up for a song. They scooped out all the coral they could reach with their crane and then abandoned the plant. But we knew we had what it would take to go the extra distance to the big reef.
Are you about to lecture me about the winning attitude again?
No! Slave labor, Manny. That's the real ticket to success.
Well, I gotta get back to trying to escape.
Hey, you do that, kid. Knock yourself out.
Achievement unlocked. Okay, how much of this haven't you figured out yet? Right. Well, the plot thickens. So we need to get a gun. All right, time for another ad. Okay. What is the point of this ashtray? I know there's something to do with this ashtray. And the bucket.
It's locked.
Okay. Well, we've got a tiny hammer. All right, so now it's going up and to the left. Now it's going to the right. We can't go right. Oh, it's this guy.
Chapito seems a little overpowered by this choice of tools.
Freaking.
Chapito!
Huh? Who? Oh, you is it? Why, I oughta look at my eyebrows.
Well, you really weren't standing in a very safe place.
Well, neither are you right now, amigo.
Relax, we're busting out of here soon.
We are done traveling together. I work solo, my friend, and I walk alone.
Nice drill.
Drill? This here is a cordless, high-speed reciprocating chisel. And look, it's a bust-all. They usually don't give these to the new guys.
How'd you get a bus stop?
I'm connected, plugged in, and I had some booty to trade. Trade's the name of the game out here in the Big Reef.
Booty? Where'd you get booty?
It's all over the ocean floor. Jewelry, precious coins. You people and your fancy boats never know about it, 'cause you just never stop and look.
Give me some booty and I'll buy our way out of here.
I traded it all for this beauty.
You traded jewelry and precious coins for a power tool?
It's a bust-all.
I want to trade something.
Well, you came to the right place, Sonny. What you be needing?
A gun.
Ooh, that's gonna cost some. What do you got on you?
My turtleneck.
Oh, yeah, that is nice. Acrylic?
No, it's all natural.
Oh, too bad. Natural fibers are so uncomfortable underwater.
I know.
When you got something worth trading, come see old Chapito. He'll do you right.
It's a bus stall. Let's keep
Chapito,
it along.
Huh? Who? What?
That tool looks a little overpowered for you.
Overpowered? Nothing overpowers Chapito.
If you say so.
Well, I got a long day of grief wrecking ahead of me, so...
Please, bust away. Chapito!
Huh? Who?
I mean, we do have a tiny hammer.
What? Well, I got a long day...
Please, bust away.
Why, I oughta...
All right, so we can't talk with him until we get the appropriate thing. And he's walking really slowly. So we got one shot at this before he walks really slowly again.
Uh-oh.
Let's save. Off the edge of the world. What's hanging over here? That's a big ship. That's his ticket out. Hey, Gladys! Buddy, he's alive! Gladys!
Gladys! You're okay.
Well, it hurt a little when I hit, but my head cracked open an aft panel here.
I gotta tell you, carnal, I thought you were dead.
Oh, Manny, I've been having a great time. Listen. I ask you, is there an engine that can resist the love that's in these hands?
Apparently not.
Grant Haber says, Ox, give him the tiny hammer for the drill. Yeah, I was trying to, but it wouldn't let me go any further with the dialogue. When I talked to him again, he just said, come back when you have something to trade. Ranker, a Silver Oxen, a member for 21 months, says, is it just me or does this music sound like something from the Mass Effect soundtrack? I mean, I didn't think Mass Effect when I first heard the music, but I do like the music.
So good to see him again. I think this baby's our ticket out of here.
Oh yeah, good point. I was just wrenching it for fun, but your idea's good too.
I think this baby's our...
Okay.
Oh yeah, good point. I was just wrenching it for fun, but your idea's good too.
That's as close to the edge as I want to be.
Pull out the tiny pick and show it to him. All right. See, I thought I could do it with a dialogue check. Operate.
I can't get out of here. There's no ladder.
The Raging Krogan says, Ox, pull out the scythe and the tiny pick by Domino for some dialogue. All right.
They must bring the core over here to be crushed. Either that or these are the biggest, meanest looking hair cutters I've ever seen. Those things are dangerous. I'd be ground to bits. I don't have the strength to rip them out.
Hey. Well, well. It's making me walk to it. Come on.
It's the edge of the world, but not the edge I'm looking for. I could jump, but the odds of me hitting that boat are pretty slim. I don't have a long enough lever.
Chinthor says, quick shout out. Pardon me, quick shout out before bed. God of War Part 11. Mine is an evil laugh. Chinthor's, I checked my God of War stream and they're all there. There is no God of War Part 11. It ends at Part 10. All right, so nothing here. Do we need like a metal detector to search the sand? Okay, a couple things we can do. So now we know that we can grind coral in a grinder. We've got a ship that we need to get out. We somehow need to get a ladder in order to winch up the ship. We'll go to Domino to get some extra dialogue. Let's head up this side. Nothing. Alright, so there's a ladder here. There's a ladder here. And a ladder there. But I can't get to that ladder. So it's just these two ladders. Right, let's get that extra dialogue from Domino. Then let's go exchange the tiny hammer for the big one. Though I don't know what we'll do with it. It's not really a gun.
Sir, do you have an appointment?
I'm going in there to tell Domino my demands.
I don't think you fully understand the chain of command around here. Pugsy, you...
Well, I...
Please put that. Okay, you can take out the tiny hammer if you want.
No, I don't think I could take his laughter a second time.
Please put that away.
Interesting. Well, he's got a gun.
Thank you.
It's empty.
Our type of business doesn't produce a lot of paperwork.
Hidden Desire says ashtray plus right timing equals item in return.
Ooh, to the moon, he says.
Yo, Vito, have you ever seen an authentic little chipper?
A little chipper? No, I haven't. But I'd sure love to give it a test drive. Say, little chipper, you're okay. Ah, sweet Mary. Blah-dee-dee-dee.
I love this guy.
Da-dee-da-da.
Hey, little
Ah,
chipper.
sweet Mary.
You're okay, little chipper. Okay, your crane has other functions, Ox, says the Raging Croca. No?
Hey, kiddles, check out my bone saw. Hey, kiddles, check out my bone saw. angelitos.
Hello, Mr. Mean Boss Guy.
Hey, would one of you children happen to have a gun?
Yeah, we do. So stick him up.
Let me see it.
He doesn't have one. He's such a liar.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're stupid.
Your light bulbs don't work.
Your light bulbs all smell like boogers.
Ha! Nobody thinks you're funny anymore.
Oh, yeah? Well, everybody in this cage is smarter than you.
Everybody except for you.
Yeah, 'cause I'm especially smarter than you.
In your dreams.
In your baby bed that's all wet 'cause you wet in it.
Shut up!
Bedwetter.
I said shut up!
No, really. I have to sleep with an umbrella down here.
Oh, yeah? Well, at least I never asked Meche to marry me.
What?
Miss Colomar, you're so pretty. Will you marry me?
I never said that.
Ooh, Miss Colomar.
Stupid baby blue beanie bedwetter.
Pugsy the Bugsy lies like a rugsy.
Will you two just shut up?
Hola, angelitos.
Hello, Mr. Mean Boss Guy.
I'm here to help you get out of this cage.
You can't do that. We have to stay here until...
Sometimes...
Okay.
Silent Shadow USMC, Silver Oxen, a member for 23 months, says, hello all, been watching silently for a while, hope all is well. Hey there, Douglas, so good to see you, my friend. Things are going great here. Chinthor says, sorry to be an Oxhorn, but part 10 is not end of game. Recheck final 8 minutes. For instance, no vision of Thor? I'll check it again, but I did check it, and I believe that was the last part, but I will check it again. All right, now Chad is wanting me to use the scythe.
No.
He says no. Can't scare the kids with a scythe? All right. This is kind of like a gun.
I think I'd try couples counseling first.
Okay.
Oh, my stockings! They're ruined! And this was my best pair! You try to have one nice thing on this cruel island.
Don't mind if I do.
Good enough for me.
What is?
Oh, the speed at which you're working.
That's nice, Manny, but you're not my boss, so really I couldn't care less.
Good. Excellent. Carry on.
Stockings.
You know, a little clear nail polish would fix these right up. I would never wear these. They have a hole in them. That gesture might confuse her. It confuses me.
Okay. A stocking with a hole in it. A chisel gun. Okay, so the only way to operate it is to move it left or right. Oh. Okay.
This scoop looks heavier than my last ship. It's not a handheld device. It's not a handheld device. These are too nice for that.
Right.
I can see why they don't give these chisels to the new guys.
Okay, that worked.
It's not a handheld device.
It did something anyway. There we go. But do I need to do something first? Wait a minute, wait a minute. I think I just discovered a glitch. I shouldn't have been able to come down here until I got the chain.
I think this baby's our ticket out of here.
Oh yeah, good point. I was just wrenching it for fun, but you're right.
These are too nice for that. Hey, need one of these?
That would have been easier to get her open than with my head, but it's too late now.
Well, I mean, the thing is, if I got down without the chain and I got up without the chain, Glottis could have gotten up and down without the chain too. So why would we need to lower the chain in order to get Glottis? Unless it's attached now. Did he attach it? See, it's not attached now. Oh!
Uh-oh.
Now it's attached to the anchor. Okay, now that it's attached to the anchor, did we open up new dialogue with Glottis?
I think this baby's our ticket out of here.
Oh,
Nope.
That...
Okay, now let's try moving the platform.
I can't believe you got it to float.
that was the easy part. The trick's gonna be busting through that big coral reef out there.
Buzz through a big coral reef, eh? Okay, give me a minute or two.
Okay, we got his ship. Now to bust through a coral reef.
Think of a way to get through that reef yet?
No. Did you?
No.
I mean, I don't.
I don't want to bust all that.
All right, time for one more ad. Mega Glow Z says it is the last God of War. Ends at about 2 hours and 9 minutes. You just kept exploring after. Oh, you're saying that the full episode is missing. I see.
Man, was that ever hard to launch.
If that's the case, it may be lost to time.
I can't board without the others. Done it already.
So, I'll talk to my YouTube rep, see if there's something wrong with the upload, if there's any lost footage to it. I mean, I watched it. I watched episode 10 and I got to the outro where I talked about how I wasn't going to watch the Valkyries. So... Nathan says put the anchor in the coral crusher.
Oh yeah, this will do just fine. Just give me a sec to do some figuring.
Ranker says you came down the anchor chain originally. The crane chain was for lifting the boat. Got you. All right, well, that did something.
Gladys is busy with it right now. You bet your big orange butt that'll do.
Okay. Give Glottis some time to work his magic there.
Done that already.
How do we still have a chain? What's the point of that? The thing is, why would they bother to animate it unless it actually had a point? Well, let's see if we can get a gun. Greg Williams says, just checking in. Have a great stream. Thank you, Greg. I mean, the only thing we have left to trade
Gonna
is
see Miss Liza.
this.
Da-di-da-da.
Hey, Chappie, check out the hosiery.
Say, these are real silk. Where'd you find them?
I've been wearing them the whole time.
You too? Well then, here's your new best friend.
Hey, got a gun.
Ah, my first Sproutella gun. Is it loaded?
No. Hey, bullets are hard to get.
All right, we got a gun that doesn't work. But she didn't ask us for a gun that worked.
It's really not much use without bullets.
Ranker says you beat God of War at that timestamp and kept exploring. Yeah, and what I'm saying is that that episode is the full 4 hours for me. So if for some reason it's not playing beyond hour 2, episode 10, if it's not playing beyond hour 2 for you, I don't know what to tell you because it's working for me. But again, I'll look into it after the broadcast.
Ah, my first Sproutella gun. Here, what good's a relationship without trust?
True, a relationship without trust is about as empty as a gun without bullets. Guess you didn't realize a smart girl always keeps an extra round in her hat for mad days. Come on, let's go.
Mitchie, you don't know what you're...
I know exactly what I'm doing. Now move!
Would you just listen to my escape plan first?
Trouble in paradise, kids?
You're letting us go right now, or your boy Friday here gets it.
Well, I hate to see you go, Manny, but the lady seems to have made up her mind.
I'm serious. I'll shoot him.
Fine. It really doesn't work for me anyway.
But I thought I'll shoot you then.
No, you won't. You're too good, remember?
I'm not good anymore. You've taken that out of me, keeping me a prisoner here. I'm gonna crack you open like a fake bing bars. I'm gonna...
Kid's all right. She's a firecracker, but a night in the cooler usually dampens her fuse.
Night in the cooler, huh? Can we go explore the cooler?
Domino!
Hey, Sport, how's the escape going?
What did you do with her?
I thought she needed a little time out, that's all.
Well, I gotta get back to trying to escape.
Oh, the crane!
Hey, you do that, kid. Knock yourself out.
She's sitting outside the glass.
It's locked.
Domino, you'd better let me out of here!
Or not? What if we tell the kids what's happened?
How are my brave little soldiers?
Are you here to rescue us?
I'm working on it.
Oh, let's make these kids cry again.
New plan. Midge is locked up for good. We're leaving without her.
We can't leave without Meche.
You children just wait here and be brave little angelitos, okay?
Okay.
Right. Let's use the crane again. So that's where his
I can't get out of here. There's no ladder.
Okay, you passed her, says chat. All right, apparently this is not right. I thought that he put her outside the window, and so I was going to try and rescue her with the crane, but apparently not. Mega Glow Z says, not what we are saying. It's all there. After I beat the game, I didn't do another broadcast. I didn't spend time going around exploring everything after I beat the game. God of War? No Name says, let's make these kids cry again. Oxhorn 2022. Did I
Let me out!
Well, where are you?
I promise I won't pull guns on anyone anymore! Help!
This should open it. Must be a combination
I'm
lock, but there are
warning
no
you,
numbers on
Domino.
it. Poor Don was never good with numbers.
It's me, Meche!
It's attached pretty well.
I'm sorry
lock.
I didn't trust you! Manny! I'm warning you, Domino! I'm sorry I didn't trust you! Domino, you'd better let me out of here! It's me, Meche!
Okay, find the combination. Oh, the bus doll. Oh, right. Because it busts.
Anybody!
Oh.
Hugsy! Domino, you'd better let me out of here!
If I bust all the handle,
Domino,
then I'm never gonna
you'd
get in
better
there.
let me out of here!
I don't want to mess up the wheel. The wheel's
I'm
my
getting
friend.
angry!
Okay.
I promise I won't pull guns on anyone anymore! Hey!
I don't want to bust all that.
Why? You keep on saying it's locked.
Please. Thank you. I don't want to bust all that. I don't want to bust all that.
Use the bus stall on the right side of the door, says Zarek Grease. I can't. There's no option to use it on the right side of the door. Use it on the hinge. Oh.
Is there anybody out there? Manny! I think I'm running out of air.
That does it.
I'm sorry I didn't trust you.
Must have hit a major circuit.
Is there anybody out there?
But it looks like I've exposed the guts here.
Berserker Dad says, hey Ox, how do you tell if an ant is male or female? You put them in water. If it sinks, it's a girl ant. If it floats, it's a boy ant.
I don't want to mess up the wheel. The wheel's my friend. I guess I didn't enter the right combination. I can't move those by hand. I need this wheel.
Ox, you want to be able to put your scythe in, so make sure it all lines up. Lines up with what? Ranker says God of War is all there. The one guy just didn't realize the main storyline was beaten halfway through, and the rest was the remaining side missions. Oh, okay, Ranker. Thank you. Yeah, I knew it was all there. Diorm says these controls are weird. Yeah. There. They all line up. Right? I mean, almost. Oh, I see. Now put your scythe in it.
Ooh, I hate that sound.
Okay, so I gotta make room for my scythe.
I can't move those by hand.
Oh, this is so awkward. I mean, they're almost lined up there. Could try that.
Ooh, I hate that sound.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Stay.
Hey! God.
All right, Mitchie, you can come out now. Mitchie? Looks like years and years of coral harvest reports. This can't be what this secret safe is meant to hold. They're all locked up. These must be very, very sensitive coral harvest reports. They're all locked up. These must be very, very sensitive coral harvest reports.
Right, so different purpose for the vault.
This must be the big chipper. Esa cosa is heavy. Man, people in the old days were huge. Doesn't look like he'd enjoy a piggyback ride. Mitchie, are you in there? It's time to come out, honey. No time for hide and seek.
Okay, do I put the axe in his hand?
Boy, the bus stall and I really did a number on that door. Uh-oh. Oh, Raul, I am am so sorry. Looks like I messed up these contacts when I broke through with the bus stall. No. Electrical current makes my marrow tingle.
So I can only drag it, I can't push it. Use your scythe on that part, says A. Oh my gosh.
Manny, I knew you would. Why is that door closed?
It was the only way the wind?
Oh. Hey, this is my room. Go use up the air in your own room.
Okay, I see.
Thanks for not shooting me.
Look, I'm sorry. I should have trusted you. It's just that the past 2 years have been pretty tough, you know?
You look like you could use a nice ocean cruise.
Still my travel agent, eh?
What's in these cases?
Take a look. It's all the double-end tickets Hector and Dom have stolen over the years. Each one stolen from a good soul, and now they just sit there.
That's it.
What?
They just sit there. That's what's been bothering me. In the days when I was a hot salesman, I used to see double-end tickets all the time, and they move.
What do you mean they move?
They become agitated around human souls, and the ticket that belongs to you will actually fly into your hand. But these tickets, and the tickets in that suitcase of Charlie's, it's like they're dead. Why would Hector and Domino be hoarding cases of counterfeit double-end tickets?
Interesting.
Why would Hector and Domino be hoarding cases of
But I
counterfeit
think I
double-end
know
tickets?
what to do with the axe now.
Warning. Fire system. Do not touch. Not picking that up.
Oh, come on. Can't I clank this valve? Touch it with the bus doll, says Marshmallow Pie. Ooh, hello. What is this?
After you.
What about the suitcases?
Forget them. They're counterfeit. They wouldn't fit through this hole anyway. Let's go.
I broke the bus stall, remember?
Gladys, I'm so glad to see you.
Aw.
Is the boat already?
Yeah, come on. Let's go eat some reef.
Hey, we did it!
Works like crazy. Full speed ahead.
What? Oh.
So are you really going to bring me back and try to get your old job again?
There's no job for me now except to bring you and everyone else here to the end of the road.
But if you aren't going to use me to get your job back, why did you spend all this time trying to find me?
What do you think?
Meche, I needed to find you.
Oh! Dead sharks! Oh no! It's the octopus submarine!
I give you one job, Manny. And look at you, already screwing it up.
Whoa!
I suppose you realize that this is gonna go down on your permanent record.
It's a duel! Uh-oh.
Woo! This doesn't look good for the kid.
Look, Dom, I'm not gonna work for you.
Oh, don't worry about that. You're fired. Just consider this your severance.
Save. I know what to do. Bolt out your eyes! Yeah!
I don't believe you, Calavera. You're losing a fight, so you pick on one of my pets? Why aren't you more like me, Manny? I've been trying to show you how, but you don't listen. If you just adopt the proper attitude, just look what could happen to you.
Oh, Manny! Hey, it's the little brats. They saved the day. Aww. Yay! Gladys is just dancing up there. 1 year later. Don't tell me this is the end. I'm enjoying this game way too much. This isn't the end, is it? Heaven is at the top of an Aztec temple?
Name?
Pugsy Pelagiano, sir.
Waiting room number 2. Next.
No, Gladys!
Flores! Flores! ¿Estás bien?
Glottis, where'd you go this time?
He fell? Achievement unlocked, year 3. Chinthor says, my deepest apologies. My bad about the final video on demand. Not sorry about the Oxhorn joke, though. Evil laugh was from Firefly. Peace, bro. No worries, Chinthor. You made me look, but I'm glad I went back there just to make sure everything was okay. Got all the metadata correct. So no worries there. I'm glad you enjoyed the God of War series, and I hope you get to finish the final episode. Well, I'm out of time, so let's go ahead and save this bad boy. We got out of the ship, we got out of the sea, we got out of everything, and we killed Domino, all in a good day's work. All right, I'm going to smoke one final cigar. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready for bed. Hope you guys are too. Thank you for joining me today for Scotch and Smoke Rings and more of this wonderful game, Grim Fandango. I hope you had a wonderful evening. I sure did, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you tomorrow morning for Tomb Raider. That's right. I'm having fun with Tomb Raider. I hope you guys are as well. We last were at the beach trying to figure out how to traverse a very devious puzzle. We'll get to that puzzle and get more sweet loot in tomorrow's early morning episode. I'll see you sometime between 9 and 10 tomorrow, depending on when I go live. Hope to see you there. No lore video for the weekend, as I'm still knee-deep in production on a new series. So it's going to take some time. Thanks for coming, everybody. Get some sleep. You're going to need it. See you bright and early tomorrow morning with some Tomb Raider. Bye-bye now.